Welcome back everyone to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. So in our last video, we finished up with our second victory in a row, bringing us a couple more points closer to the team championship. Again, not too much worried about the driver championship. That's more or less in the bag for Eskin and Hammer. But in the team championship, now the top two teams, both American teams, so nice American flavor at the very top and some serious domination. We are now only 3 points out of the team championship lead. So I'm very excited about that. Very excited about our overall competition level, with one exception. Reeve has not been doing well. Has finished out of the points. Even though we've had Fetterman with 2 victories in a row, Reeve has not finished in the points in either of the last 2 races. That needs to change. That is completely unacceptable that we could be that far apart. Now, grant you, I know that the cars are not equal, but whenever you qualify 7th and then immediately fall to 15th, 16th, 17th within the first couple laps, that just will not work. Because I'm paying these guys and girls, actually both of them look like they are ladies. How about that? I hadn't even really been paying a whole lot of attention to it. But I'm paying them roughly the same amount, and they're equal status drivers. So while I don't expect Reeve to come up with quite the same level of performance, I do expect that if I'm winning with one car, then my second car ought to be able to come in the top 6 and gain at least some points. So as far as contracts remaining, again, this is scheduled to be our last season in Motorsport Manager, particularly for recording purposes. So we do have one driver that is going to be up for renewal on the contract. But both of these have done well in the past and are second and third in the driver standings. But the last couple of races have not been good for Reeve. So let's move through our emails as we traditionally do. We'll skip over and come back to our interview, and let's see what they have for us here. Okay, so this agent has been telling reporters all over the town that you're interested in signing his client. I'm not even sure who that is. And we'll just say that because, again, it gives you that personality trait of buttered up. So I'm not even sure who that driver is, but it would give us the ability to go after them and look at signing them if we so choose. Okay, for a car, you can see here very shortly, we're going to have a new part. And there we go. We got some new sponsors. Let's take care of that first. And let's hope we have better luck with this than we did last time. All right, so this is an interesting balance of offers that we have right here. Now, first of all, sorry, Eve Technology, your offer is definitely not as good. But then we have our final 2 offers. And I'm very intrigued by the $400,000 per race, because even once you average in the large upfront payment here, it still doesn't get us to $400,000 per race. The difference is it is a huge deal. I mean, nearly twice as long. Now, because it's one of the larger deals that I've seen, I'm actually going to go ahead and take this one. Normally, I would like to stay away from a deal this long, and I would simply take the $1 million up front for the next 8 races. But this is a little bit too good of a deal to pass up. And I really want to lock in that $400,000 again, even though I don't plan on running another season. Okay, so our car repair is done. Let's take a quick look. And okay, so we're going to run at least a few more days on this reliability. And let's see, did we get done? No, the brakes aren't quite done. Okay, let's go ahead, and now they're done. Okay, let's go ahead and run a couple more days and see if we can get where we need to be. Okay, so the 84 we're going to remove. 75 is there. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because you can see I want to move both up onto this, but I want to get this as high as I can. All right, also I want to see suspension. Is there anything we can do to raise the suspension level? So 454 is the highest. And the reason I'm doing that is because the spoiler, we looked at that in the last video, really not going to be able to do much of anything beyond this without getting into some parts that could get us caught. With the stewards, really not much room left there. I suppose we could try to get another epic at around the 590 level here, but for the most part, not much left to do. Engine, again, we could go a little bit higher there, and we're going to have a great set of brakes here. All right, let's go ahead and remove this one. It's basically maxed out. Same thing here, basically maxed out. And these engines are basically maxed out as well. So we are going to go ahead and put this set of brakes in. And we are going to add it in on this side as well. Okay, so let's go and see. Whoops, I forgot what we were looking for. So our suspension, 450 is where we'll start there. And let's see, so not a whole lot going on right here. Okay, what about, let's see, I'm not interested in that or that, really, or that. Okay, so we're going to pick up a little bit here, but not a whole lot. So we're getting down, once again, to the diminishing returns portion of the season. So we're going to focus on the reliability here, try to get another few days on one of the parts. Okay, there we go. And let's see. Oh, looks like we've got an entourage issue. Mechanic relationship is now down lower. Reeve did not need anything else hurting her position with the team right now. So this is definitely not helping. Wow. Okay, so we'll keep dealing with those issues. So now we're at 82% there. We're in good shape. So now we'll keep all of our focus here, and we'll have a new suspension very soon. There we go. Let's take a look at our emails, and yep, there's some good points. We need to build some other things, which normally I would be doing, but not this time. Okay, so we're in good shape with our brakes, and we've got our new suspension there. Okay, so let's go ahead and add it. And actually, now we're going to add it onto this side as well to try to get up close to that number. Let's design a new one and see what we get. So we're going to have, I might as well do this one and this one. This is pretty much going to be the end of it for us as far as developing a new suspension, because we don't have room to really get anywhere. But we do have some room on the max here to get up to around 550. So we're going to be looking to do that for sure. Okay, so our next race coming up. Okay, not interested really in the previews. Who knows, there might be some information I could learn from that. But I'm not particularly interested. Let's see, Vancouver is all about, wow, oddly enough, it is crucial part for the suspension, also the high speed corners and the top speed. So let's take a quick glance at where we stand on those. Not that good, actually. You can see we have quite a bit of room between us and the top of the grid, so this doesn't appear to be a very strong track for us. Okay, so not what I was looking for. But once again, we'll see how things go there. Okay, so we're designing another suspension, which will be done shortly after this next race. But for now, let's go ahead and choose our sponsor. And let's choose our parts. Okay, so we've got some very, very nice brakes, which we are going to move up. So it's going to be a move of about 25 for each, a little bit more than that, of course, but about 25 for each. So a nice increase there. No change to our engine and no change to anything else except for our spoiler, which now we're going to have a much better idea. We're going to have some better qualifying. The plus 40 in qualifying hopefully will help us out. I would have preferred to have that plus 40 on the baseline number, but we'll take what we can get. The 74, here's the key. The crucial part, with it being a crucial part in this particular race, could hurt us big time. So I'm not sure I want to use that part here, because if we have to repair it, that's going to kill our time by forcing us to have to repair it and spend probably 8 to 10 seconds additional in the pits. So I'm tempted not to use it, but at the same time, I start thinking, hey, we've got to do something here. So I think what I'm going to do is move this up and give this part to Reeve, who could use all the help. So that'd be another 40 for Reeve. So try to get some performance out of our other car. All right, so I think we're in good shape. Let's take one more quick look just to make sure. Okay, so our brakes, we're using the best brakes that we can. Same thing with engines and gearboxes, spoilers, and also the suspension, with the suspension being the biggest gamble. All right, so with that taken care of, let's head to Vancouver. Welcome back. We have just finished up qualifying and practice, and things did not go particularly well. I had sort of thought that this was going to be the case, and it did come to fruition. We end up 8th and 11th, so not all that great on our positions, our qualifying positions. So take a look at our knowledge bonuses. We've got a race trim bonus, and then I'm going to go with a little bit of a different tactic and try to make these tires last a little bit longer with the Ultra Softs. And the reason I'm doing that is because maybe that'll enable me to push them a little bit harder and make up a little bit of extra speed that way. So here we've got the tire changes bonus and then the Ultra Soft bonus there. If you remember, we lost because of the, I forget the name of the new trait, if you want to call it that, that Reeve picked up with the entourage. So now we can't have both of the pit stop performance bonuses, so we have to pick up one of the tire bonuses. In fact, I am not going to do the tire bonus. I've decided I'm going to do the race trim bonus. Almost forgot about that. So if we look here, it starts to really test me because seeing just okay here, I do not like, but I'm sticking with my plan, only making, letting the AI do all of this and that kind of thing. So it's aggravating me, but such is life. So here we've only got 91% on the setup, and the tires are locked. We're at 68%, so not a great start that we're going to have on these tires, but they will last a little bit longer because of our bonus. We're going to go ahead and put the fuel on board so that it will make our pit stops during the race, or at least the first one, a little bit less time consuming, even though it's going to cost us some time on the track, because I'm pretty sure we're not going to get the max number of laps out that we could out of the fuel. So we've got 19 laps here. I would love to think we could do it on one stop. That is not going to be possible. So our tire choice here, we've got 2 sets of the Ultra Softs left, and we're going to have 7 laps of fuel. So there you have it. So essentially we could do this 7, 7, and 5, or we could do it 7, 6, and 6. You got some options here, but essentially we're going to need to do one stint that is going to be a little bit longer. Now, for Reeve, this stint can be the very first stint, but if I choose to do 7, 7, and 5, I need to do 5 laps here with Fetterman here at the very beginning. That's going to be touchy because the Ultra Softs that we're going to be starting on have a very steep drop off at around 20% wear remaining. So this is going to be a tough stint, and we definitely do not want to push the tire here. Okay, so let's go ahead and move forward. Before I forget, I am going to do a save, because there's nothing more frustrating than losing a good finish or a good result of any kind into a game crash. Okay, let's go ahead and turn on our automatic ERS systems and adjust our camera angle, and here we go. Okay, so we're starting mid-pack with both cars, so we're going to have to really work hard in this race to have any shot at staying in the championship hunt. We've got one car already that's coming into the pits. That's interesting. Remember, we need at least 5 laps here. Okay, so we're now 8th and 12th after 1 lap. But again, everybody at the front of the grid is essentially in the same boat. They're going to have to make a shorter first stint. You can see nobody's really pushing the car very hard. All right, so far so good. Let's take a look at our weather, just because I'm likely to forget as the race goes on. Okay, so no rain appears to be imminent, at least within the next 2 to 3 laps, and we are falling back through the field. This is a horrible time right now. Reeve has actually moved ahead of us. Okay, keeping an eye on our tire wear. We're at 41% here, so it looks like we are going to get our 5 laps out of this set of tires, but just barely, before we hit that 20% critical level where our time will start to really drop off. Okay, so now we're up to 5th and 7th as the pit stops begin. All right, so we're on lap 5. We're down to 31% wear, and this is the downside of letting the AI do anything at all in this game, is they will absolutely chew through tires for no good reason at all. So now I'm going to have to go to the super softs, but we got what we needed here. Our bonus helped us out, got us to the first pit stop when we needed it, and now I'm going to be able to really push these tires. Let's go ahead and fill up. So we're going to have 7 and 7 laps left for our remaining stints, and let's go ahead and push this. Okay, so now we're going to move over to Reeve, who is currently in 4th position and doing great, quite frankly. We're going to have Reeve really push here as we're going to be coming into the pits. Okay, let's go ahead and set up our last stint. Okay, there we go. And once again, okay, we're going to really push harder. So we come into the lead, or come into the pits in the lead, and of course that will change. Let's see where we come out. About where we went in, 8th and 10th. Okay, we're going to back this down to neutral because we need these tires to definitely last. Take another look at our weather. Okay, looks like no chance of rain in the next probably 3 to 4 laps. Okay, so now we're up to 6th as we have more pit stops happening. So that puts us at 6th and 7th. And remember, we've got Fetterman is really pushing hard because we're on the super softs rather than the ultras. Okay, so we need to just go as hard as we can go here. Try to make up as much time in as many spots as we possibly can. We're going to need all the help we can possibly get in this race because this is not a track that favors our car. Okay, because we got the 5th place car coming into the pits now, and so we'll take over 5th, and actually we're going to move our way up to 3rd, so very nicely done there. Okay, so we're 3rd and 4th. Really need to push now. Let's make up, because we got a little bit of clean track ahead of both cars, as even our cars are have a little space in between them. So we are in very good shape. 9 laps are remaining. We're in good shape on the tire wear on both cars. Okay, So we're at 40. Now the super softs hit the wall somewhere around 15%, I believe. So we're in good shape so far. 8 laps remaining. All right, so we're looking good here on tires all the way around. We're now up to second and third. All right, so now we've got some decisions to make as we come back around to finish up this lap. When do we come in? Okay, because I'm going to need to spread these guys out on their pit stops. All right, so let's back off for one final lap, and we're actually going to bring in, I'll tell you what, we don't need to do that. All right, let's go ahead and set up our pit stops. We're going to come in and grab another set of super softs, 6 laps remaining. And so this is all the fuel we'll need. That'll actually fill up to 7.0. Ooh, this is going to be very close. Never mind, I'm going to have to do this pit stop. I did not look closely enough at my tire wear. All right, so now we're going to have 6 laps remaining. That'll get us where we need to be there. And wow, almost missed that. So he's going to have to stay out another lap. So Fetterman's going to have to stay out another lap. That is not what I wanted for sure. But now we've got 6 laps remaining. Unfortunately, none of my sets of tires are going to have enough. Okay, so maybe we can come out with a little bit better pit stop here. Okay, we're just going to make it on fuel here for Fetterman. And we're just going to make it on tires as we come down to that magical 15% number. All right, perfect. So we run it almost out of fuel. Okay, and we've got, oh great, perfect timing for a huge, apparently there are no small penalties in the pits. It's either you get a good pit stop or you get a 8-second penalty or more. So now we're out of the pits there, so we're going to have to go into push. All right, we're going to have to push with both drivers. All right, Reeve is now in the lead. 1 second lead. That is awesome. And we just need to push, push, push. At this point, we're going to have to go just as hard as we can possibly go. All right, we got 3 laps remaining. Let's push, attack. Full attack mode for Fetterman. Try to pick up any spots that we possibly can. And we are going to, that's right, we're going to save. We're going to hope, because we don't want to lose this. As much as I hate the 8 seconds we lost in the pits for Fetterman, we do not want to lose this race because of a crash. All right, wow, what a boost there. The second place car, you can see, got. All right, so we got some warnings popping up, condition warnings. So we're at 22%, 29%. But again, we're just going to have to go because we have a chance for a victory here and to have 2 cars come home. Just going to have to go. We're on the final lap. And we've got a chance for our victory here. So fuel is going to be fine. Tire wear is going to be fine for both cars. And okay, come on, bring it home, bring it home. We are almost there. Okay, so we come home with the victory there, and we're going to come home, looks like, in 5th here. Okay, whew, that was interesting. I was not sure how that was going to turn out. We had some parts warnings. We had, you know, because whenever you're pushing the car as hard as we were, you worry about the car hanging in there until the end. But we come home with a 1st and a 5th, and now that really makes me even more ill at the pit stop penalty that we had. That we could have brought it home easily with the top 3 had we not had that penalty. We could have had 2 cars on the podium, But as it is, we're going to take this finish a first and a fifth. And Reeve must have heard me as I was speaking very lowly of her for the first part of this video. So we're going to come home with some nice points. We're going to pick up 10 points here. Now, these points, this is actually great for us that this team finishes second because they're not in the championship standings. So we pick up 4 points here on Eskin, who is the top finishing hammer driver. So that's the main thing. Where are we in the team championship? Again, not terribly worried about the driver championship, but if you notice, we picked up 3 more points in this race to make us now even in the team championship. And what are we going to do there? That calls for a save. So again, if you've not been with me the entirety of this Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager, then you may not know that crashes have happened to me on multiple occasions. So, and I've lost race victories due to that. So anytime I have a chance to pick up a save, I do so, and I also do so on camera while I'm recording as a reminder for you guys as well. So now we are tied. We pick up the 3 points that we were behind. Now we are tied for the championship lead after 10 of 13 rounds. So we got 3 rounds left, 11, 12, and then the final round of 13 for the championship. Could it be any better than a 3-race duel for the championship here at the end of the season? So we're going to run through our final few screens, take care of our morale and the financial side of things. You can see the 100% there. And unfortunately, we can't quite get to the 100% here because of the race trait that we picked up. Of course, we get the race winner trait here to help with driver morale, but the crew morale not going to be very good because of the entourage. We came in first place in the team standings. Of course, we're expected 4th, so that's going to keep our happiness level of the chairman at 100%, and we pick up another full percent on the marketability to get us to 83%. Okay, and in this race, wow, very nice. Only $761,000 lost, and so that will not make a very large dent in our finances whatsoever. All right, so as we get our final save in and we head back to the home screen, you can see that things are going very nicely in the championship chase as we've now secured 3 victories in a row, and we're looking for more in the last 3 events. So thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more Motorsport Manager.